Oh, hi there. Happy October. Happy Monday. Happy, oh my gosh, just happy. Whew. Um, had some moments over the weekend where I felt my energy dip into like an old pattern that was so used to everything being a problem or a fear or a threat or you can't be happy because when you're happy, bad things happen. Your job is to make other people be happy so that you will be safe. Um, Old programs die hard. Um, and it's been probably months since that kind of message got kicked up. And so I just needed to say, well, I have a choice. How do I want to feel today? I always go back to the 1, 2, 3. What can I control? What can't I control? Most of it. How do I want to feel? How do I want to feel? Because for most of my life, I didn't realize that was even on the table as I get a choice on how I want to feel, because it just felt like my body was overrun with whatever emotion or flush of chemicals happened to come up. So, yay for that. So, I had, went to Hawaii, took some time off from work. And before that, I had had 2 months of not real steady, a lot of jobs going off, a lot of witnesses not showing up, including two different doctors on two different evenings that I had set aside to do work. And then the doctors didn't even show up for their own damn deposition. So that was the 2 months before I left on vacation. And then I came back thinking, well, I'll just ease into whatever is happening. And it just was, they've literally been putting me on 2, 3, and 4 jobs a day because there's so many jobs on calendar. And there's that part of me that says, do you want to work this much? Carrie, you need to be able to say no. And then there's this other part of me that says, well, I just had 2 months with not as much work. And then there's that part of me that says, but they need your help. You need to help them. There's that part of me that says you need to be a good team player. So when the good jobs come in, they're really, really, I'm talking 14 attorney jobs, they remember, yeah, Carrie was always there. She's a good team player and she helped us in those times when nobody else would. So I don't know. There's a balance in there somewhere between all those different parts of me. But somewhere last week about Wednesday, I said, I'm really tired. Um, I wasn't getting enough sleep at night because I had a job the next day that I knew was going to be either a real time rough draft or 1 day, 2 day expedite. On Friday, I had a morning job that was a 2 day expedite. And then in the afternoon, different case, another job that was a 3 day expedite. I have the best scopists in the world. And we got through those. We got everything turned in last night, Sunday night. So, and we both sat there thinking, oh my God, we got everything done by the end of September. So we're starting fresh in October all over again, except that same case with the 2 day expedite. I've got 2 doctors today. I've got 2 different experts tomorrow, same case. And then on Wednesday, I've got 3 doctors in that same case. So the good news is it's the same case. The bad news is it's all experts and all doctors in different fields for different reasons. So I don't know what's coming, but that's kind of the way court reporting is, you know? So I come to you today and I ask you, what is it that's on your table that you're looking at and going, oh, I don't want to do that today? Because that's how I felt when I got up this morning. It's like, oh, I just finished everything on Friday and got it all turned in on Sunday. I don't want to do that again today. But it's part of the job. And school, those moments when you wake up and say, oh, I don't want to do this today. And that part of your brain says, did it get you what you wanted yesterday? You practiced yesterday. Did it make you pass a test? No. So just give up. Just stop. Just cut yourself some slack. Whenever you hear that part of your brain talking, that's not you. That's not you, is the one that looked at that machine the first time and said, oh my God, I can do that. How do I do that? How do I learn to do that? I want to do that. That's the real part of you. That's the part that wasn't afraid of anything. Now, the fraidy part will say, well, sure, you weren't afraid because you didn't know what you were getting into, but now that we know, and it'll just start chattering. It's loud, it's obnoxious, it's a bully. It wants to be right no matter what, and it wants everything as easy as it can get it. That's your chattery conscious mind. That's not you. Get in the habit of trying to figure out who's talking in there. Is it the chatter that's afraid of everything, that runs on fear completely? You're going to make a mistake. You're going to do it wrong. You're going to fall on your face. You're going to be humiliated and embarrassed. And I'm here to protect you. Loud. Or is it that part of you that says, you know what? Everything's going to be okay. I don't know how. It's all right. It's always okay. You're alive today and everything's all right. And there's nothing you can't handle. There's nothing to be afraid of. There's just what you don't know yet. But when you do, you will, and it'll be okay. That part of you, drop into that part of you that just knows. And you can do that without closing your eyes and going into the eternal ethers of meditation. Just having a deep breath, recognizing the voice, and saying, I get to choose who I want to listen to today, who I want my coach to be today. Because sometimes this thing will say, you haven't practiced enough. You need to practice a little more. And ask yourself, is that true? Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. Maybe I could, but I have been working really hard lately and I need to do something to honor me. So thank you for that reminder. And I'll put it down on my calendar, but not right now, because right now I need some time for me. And I took some time over the weekend. I did the woman who wanted the 3-day expedite was like the unreportable job from hell. Of course it was. And they didn't tell me they wanted a rough draft. And they didn't tell me it was a 3-day expedite until 6:30 at night when they finished. And then they said, oh yeah, I need the rough immediately because my doctor wants to look at this transcript. Really? You could have told me that. I mean, I was writing to the best of my ability, but somewhere in my brain, it thought, if you told me that, I would have written better. No, you wouldn't have. You would have just worried about how you're going to get this done and get them the clean rough draft that their doctor will be able to use. Oh, and then to have it be a 3-day expedite. But it was a blessing because I had to do a rough draft. I wanted it clean. I always mark things as I'm going along, like you messed that up. You got to check that quote. That didn't come out right. You're going to have to redefine that in your dictionary. I always am doing that. So I was able to bounce through those things and then do a quick scan of the whole thing. And it was beyond doable. It was clean enough, and I got paid for the rough draft. I'm going to get paid as if it was almost an extra copy to produce a rough draft. Now, that rough draft meant that when I send it to my scopist, it's cleaner than it was when I started, which means her job's going to be easier, which means she's going to be able to get it back to me faster, cleaner, and she did. And I knew it probably wasn't going to come back till Sunday. And that's when it came back. So last thing I did yesterday was pull it up, review it. We still had some stuff we had to research that she just could not find. I could not find. It was functional capacity testing stuff. And I swear this woman was making it up as she went along. But some of the stuff we found, some of it, one word, I couldn't. All I could do was put it exactly the way it sounded and put phonetic after it. And out of 138 pages of hell, that was pretty damn good. Got that one off, got it billed and sent away. Worksheet, transcript, exhibits, gone, done. With a little note, please let me know that the files were received and are being processed for payment. Thank you. Because I want to know that my efforts are, somebody's on top of it. You know, don't drop the ball when I change my whole life for 3 days to accomplish something that one of our clients wants. And I will get paid handsomely for that. I think it billed out eventually at somewhere between 13 and 1500. And that was for an afternoon on Friday. And I think the morning, that was a 2-day expedite. It wasn't as long. It's somewhere just under 1,000. That's a $2,500 day. I'm tired. That was exhausting. I was focused the whole time. I had to be, but it's over and it's billed, and man, do we get paid well, but we work hard for it too. We really, really do. Putting that extra effort, you know, sitting there trying to research something that doesn't exist is it's hard. And it can take you a while to realize it doesn't exist. Or the 2 days before that, we had, I don't know what country he was from, but it was another doctor who did not speak English. Not only did he not speak English well, but he could not put out, neither can I, a whole sentence to save his life. It was like, and it was a video. And you got to have the dashes. You might as well put the uh-huhs and the uhs and the ums in there. And he blasted something by so fast, talking about glucose. It was a wrongful death case, and a diabetic something or other, blah 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 blah. Maybe he was in KT. Maybe he was in what? Maybe he's in what? And I had written PK. Maybe he's in PK. What the hell? And I kept listening to it. And then I thought, okay, I wonder if he's talking about ketosis or something to do with that. And then I thought, I kept Googling things and different combinations of words. And finally, I saw with the word ketosis, I saw diabetic come up, and I thought, is there such a thing as DK? Diabetic ketosis. That's exactly what it was. Maybe they're in DK. Mystery solved. Okay, on to the next one. Some reporters don't take that extra step to make a damn good transcript, which is why attorneys think, well, why shouldn't I just have a recording do it and send it to Mumbai and have them I don't care. It's close enough. It's close enough. Good. If it's close enough for you, then you're not who I want to be working for, because I put out a good product and I want it to be appreciated when it's out there in the field. And I think it was Lene who mentioned that she's shadowing a reporter in California who's doing a trial. And small world, one of the depositions that they introduced into evidence is a transcript that I did. I should have asked her what case that was, but it doesn't matter. I know it was the best job I could possibly do, and I have nothing to worry about. If you do that every time, you sleep well at night. Anyway, I share that with you. What is it that's in front of you today that you'd rather not do, that there's a part of you trying to talk you out of, that you know if you just show up and do it, something will change, something will get better. You may not be able to quantify it, but you know in your heart, you know the things you need to be doing. So just step up to the plate and do it. I'm gonna. Love you guys. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.